Commander, tear this ship apart when you found those and bring me the passengers. I want them alive.
Do you know the Klingon proverb, revenge is a dish that is best served cold?
It's the Miscellaneous Podcast.
You will never find more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Your hosts,
Worry to warrior, as it was meant to be.
Polly.
What is it you want, Q?
And Josh.
Who's scruffy looking?
With a title that says it all.
Short for stormtrooper.
Beware Romulans bearing gifts.
Let's get to it. How you doing, Josh? We come in peace.
Oh, I'm fantastic. May the Schwartz be with you.
Today we have a great debate, and we're so excited.
I said Schwartz from Spaceballs.
Great movie.
Star Trek started as a TV series in 1966. It ran for 3 years. There was also a Star Trek animated series in 1973 that ran for 2 seasons. Star Wars started as a novel in 1976, titled Star Wars From the Adventures of Luke Skywalker. Then, Star Wars A New Hope was introduced as a movie in 1977. Both became enormous popular media franchises, also iconic stamps all around the world. Over the years, loyalties formed for each brand, then rivalries began to start. Soon after, famous celebrities joined in the fight, and what started as a small fan tiff turned into a global debate. And that's what we're going to do here today.
Once more unto the breach, dear friends.
What do you guys think about that?
I'm in.
Sounds fun.
Yes.
We have our 2 debate teams, Star Trek. We have Riker.
Just remember, Enterprise, Captain Riker's never lost.
Hello.
On the Star Wars side, we have Brudai.
No disintegration.
As you wish.
Sup?
We have 4 questions for you guys, 2 of them from me and 2 of them from Josh. We'll decide who starts the answering first, and then the other side has a chance to rebuttal, all right? There is no real time limit here because there's only 4 questions, but in the event that you guys are rambling on or pissing us off or just wasting our time, we will interrupt the conversation, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when you hear R2-D2 beep like this. Let's begin now.
Incoming.
According to Bill Nye, Star Wars is more about family conflicts and magic, aka the Force. Shakespearean nobility issues of powerful kings versus the commoners.
Cry havoc and let's slit the dogs of war.
While Star Trek is more of optimistic possible views of the future through science. Do you agree or disagree with his opinion based only on the story side telling of this, or actually based on the only storytelling side of this? I had a Yoda moment there. We'll start with Star Trek.
I kind of agree. That's pretty close to my thoughts on it. The Star Trek being a dealing with social issues of the times.
All right, Star Wars, you have a chance to rebuttal.
I kind of agree with Bill Nye.
Okay, well, my question seems to be kind of shitty then. I was hoping for more of a roar, but I got nothing.
We do have space wizards.
Fool of a took.
I guess I'll move on to the next question.
This is going to be a fast episode.
I think so. College Humor brings up the nerd topic in their debate on YouTube. Star Trek uses what's called pseudoscience to explain their world, while Star Wars keeps it simple to push the main story along. As the age of the geek has taken over,
Age of the Geek, baby.
is it important to explain how these worlds' technologies work? Please explain. We'll start with Star Wars.
Yeah, I would say it would matter to some people. I mean, I would go in to say, how would the lightsaber actually work, not actually, just keep going.
As far as the pseudoscience goes, I mean, as time progresses, we actually wind up with technology that has been inspired by the Star Trek series, and, we still don't have a lightsaber.
Lightsaber would be more like a plasma torch anyway.
True. Star Trek was one of the inspirations for cell phone, tablet, diagnostics.
So do you think that Star Trek is more in the line of like pushing technology along? Like, we see things that they have and we kind of tried to create it?
To a certain degree, the inspiration was there. People have always been trying to mimic science fiction. There's a hospital that I was reading about the other day that their doctors actually have chest communicators so that they can talk to each other directly instead of using a PA system.
Star Wars also would inspire some things of like how they have all those people trying to make lightsabers or anything like that, as well as even trying to make blasters, which I think it was Mythbusters that had it down to being like a shot of plasma, heated plasma. That would be what the rounds were and stuff.
Right, I believe I saw that episode.
Perdai, what do you think about Star Wars? They just kind of give you like a lightsaber and you're like, well, this is our technology, either accept the premise or don't.
Well, if you go into Star Wars, do you notice even in the movies and all the years past, they haven't really even advanced their technology in any of the movies. I mean, besides the special effects.
Tell your men to stand their ground. Fight hand to hand if they have to.
Starfleet Academy teaches their officers military hand-to-hand combat. In almost all the TV shows and movies, it's very effective. How can this be effective against a Jedi or a Sith? Perdai.
Not very effective if they can pick you up with their mind and throw you.
Those were kind of my thoughts on that as well. It's if they can get in close enough, I'm guessing it would probably be get there first, right?
Yeah, and dodge the lightsaber. Star Wars has shown bounty hunters and stuff that use gadgets, jetpacks, and flamethrowers when they're fighting against Jedi.
Set phasers on high and blast them from orbit.
Fire.
Yeah, just bombard the planet.
There's not a whole lot of getting up close for actual hand-to-hand.
How would Boba Fett fight a Jedi?
Use every dirty trick in the book and any type of weapon you can get your hand on to use it to achieve your goal.
He's worth a lot to me.
Yeah, because he doesn't use the Force, so...
Nope, he just uses Force.
Very good.
Now, are we talking the Academy training or Klingon training?
You will die without honor.
Ooh,
We're talking about Star
question.
Trek training.
I mean,
I would put Klingon closer to the Mandalorian training.
like Boba Fett, Klingon, they can make a weapon out of their uniform.
If you're going into battle with anybody, are you going to leave behind any advantage?
Oh, of course not. You want every advantage you could get.
Absolutely. So bring in the lightsabers and the magic.
Oh yeah, I'd want to go into battle with a guy who could pick up, a tank with his mind and destroy it.
All too easy.
But they can be overpowered because if you look at most of the Star Wars things, they have one Jedi and like a bunch of stormtroopers behind him because he can't really do it alone, can he?
No, eventually he'd be overtaken.
Eventually, masses will win.
So there is a fallibility to the Force.
Yeah, if they lose their focus.
So if you distract them with boobs?
Hubba, hubba, hubba. Maybe if it's Anakin. Other than that, I think all the other Jedis are like monks.
Pop in a few canisters of hallucinogenics and tear gas, and I think that's going to distract them pretty good.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
What'd you do? Oh, we dropped a couple LSD bombs on them, and they're just... Some of them are licking the trees. Other ones are...
Darth Maul's over there cutting boulders.
Goodness.
I want that ship, not excuses.
Starfleet ships use naval-style tactics in combat. They are well equipped with shields, phase cannons, and photon torpedoes. How could a Star Destroyer, a TIE Fighter, or all the Rebel fleet be able to fight against something like that? Riker.
One thing that I've noticed is a difference between the two genres is that, in Star Wars, you've got the big Star Destroyers with the fleets of TIE fighters that come off out of it and all that. In Star Trek, your ship is your ship. You don't have a bunch of fighters. So I guess to answer your question, say the Enterprise were to go up against the Star Destroyer, it would also be going up against squadrons of fighters, too. So
and bombers.
I don't know if they'd really hold up so well.
What about like their phase cannons? Do you think those would be more or less effective against, TIE fighters and Star Destroyers? Since they don't have shields, they just have numbers.
Star Destroyers have a deflector shield.
Right, they do. Starfleet ships and the Star Trek universe ships focus their energy to whatever area of their ship is being attacked for their deflectors. And as power runs down, they start to lose their shields.
Aft shields down to 40%. Keep our bow in the scimitar. Auxiliary power to forward shields. Aye, sir.
So if you're getting hit from all sides by smaller ships, as well as the larger one, how long can you hold out?
One-on-one, I would think that a Star Trek ship would do well against, a TIE Fighter and X-Wing. Maybe not so much against a Star Destroyer.
especially since the Star Destroyer is designed to have its weapons shooting a cone effect so it can shoot all your guns right at you if you're right in front of it.
I think we're discounting transporter possibilities.
The notion of transwarp beaming is like trying to hit a bullet with a smaller bullet whilst wearing a blindfold, riding a horse.
You know, you could transport somebody over into the Star Destroyer and take out the ship internally.
Or just transport everybody in the Star Destroyer out into space.
Man, that's just mean.
Yeah, you know what? Either one of those would actually work. You know, I mean, because they don't have the shield that you got to get through.
So, hence, Star Trek better technology.
I don't know, Perdai. What do you think about that?
I think you pound that shield enough that you get enough quarters in eventually. Old technology can still trump new technology. It's been shown to happen.
And Star Trek just sends in their Borg.
Resistance is futile.
Closing arguments. Star Wars.
Star Wars, as I say, is more closer to human nature than a pipe dream that Star Trek envisions. I mean, we'll never, in this day and age, none of us will ever see it in our lifetime, us be a unified government or whatever and be all helpful and stuff. We'll be run by greed. And anything else that we want.
Star Trek?
I agree with that to a certain extent, but as far as the sci-fi bit goes, Star Trek has more real-life-based technology that's being invented every day. You know, shows that you know we're on track to maybe getting there. Star Trek is more intellectual, kind of, and Star Wars is more brute force and action
and adventure.
Over the last couple weeks, we did the listener poll. We had 91 views and 35 comments. We got 2 for Batman, 1 for 21 Jump Street. We got 1 for Ass Face, and 9 for Star Wars, and 6 for Star Trek. So Star Wars wins the listeners poll.
I don't know. I think Ass Face wins.
I want to thank everybody for coming on the show.
Thanks, Perdai. Thanks, Riker.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it was fun.
So who won the contest? Paul, he did a most interesting clay sculpture of my head. Was that the orange one with the lumpy skin?
Yes.
If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to the Miscellaneous podcast.
Please give us a 5-star rating on iTunes.
You can check us out on YouTube, iTunes, and Stitcher.
Make sure to leave your comments. You can also email Polly at paulytuyami@yahoo.com.
PAULY, the number 2, YAMII @yahoo.com. We'd love to hear what you guys think about the show. Thank you very much.
Well, it's just like, do you hear me? Like, you hear what I hear?
I have no idea why this is not doing this.
I'm gonna take my phone and smash it on the floor, okay? A voice as deep as the sea.
Do you have push to talk, or do you have the other one on?
Push to talk.
Or do you have Duncan Hines?
Yeah. Make sure my sound's turned off. I don't want like a ringer noise to be in recording or anything, Josh.
Okay. I can't hear Perdai.
Yeah, I kind of went past Bush Stadium and I hooked up to the Wi-Fi and it kind of fucked up everything.
You can hear me. Just sounds like a gremlin on helium.
Nice.
PAU.
Oh, what's up, kid?
Hi, B-Man. How'd you like the show, buddy?
I was AFK the whole time.
That's PAUL. Oh, shit.
Well, he gets his own name.
I'm eating my lunch at the same time. I got shrimp from...
Radio edit.
What? What's wrong with that?
Nothing says quality like fast food shrimp.
No, it's probably not. It's probably like...
What do you mean probably not good?
Nothing says diarrhea like fast food shrimp.
Says Perdai from the bottom of the well.
Goodbye.